Why are you here? Why are you watching this? I'm going to assume you like watches, or at the very least saw the title and were intrigued. I mean, you've got to like watches at least a little bit to be here. It's a pretty niche topic to be exploring if you don't. So, follow-up question. Why do you like watches? I'm sure there are many reasons, and I expect the ability to tell the time is pretty far down that list. Here are what I think are the 3 main reasons, and 3 reasons why Grand Seiko just might be better than Rolex. Watchfinder, the pre-owned watch specialist. Now available in France, Germany, Switzerland, USA, and Hong Kong. So we can keep on making great watch videos. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed to the channel. If you already are, it really does help. Thank you. The first reason why we choose to spend our hard-earned on old-fashioned technology may be a well-beaten drum when it comes to mechanical watchmaking, but like it or not, heritage is here to stay. It's a bit of a buzzword these days that can mean anything from inventing the watch itself to purchasing a long-dead brand and making rubbish watches under the name. What I mean is that, on the face of it, heritage doesn't hold much water anymore. Little white lies here and there, exaggerations, bold claims and outright deception have soured many a collector from the notion. When a brand mentions it these days, the consequence is usually a lot of eye-rolling. Even when it is truly relevant, as it is for both Rolex and Grand Seiko, it's used to such a poetic degree that it becomes a simpering mess. Founders are painted in the light of deities, and small details blown up out of all proportion. I can't count the number of times I've been told that a watchmaker revolutionized watchmaking. A few of them did, but they can't all have done. That's impossible. Once you've got your PR-resistant goggles on, however, and you can see the stories for what they are, the origins and existences of both Rolex and Grand Seiko make for very interesting consumption. Both brands really did revolutionize watchmaking, destabilizing norms and causing a cultural shift. With Rolex, it was with the wristwatch, a forerunner in the changing attitudes from the previously favoured pocket watch. For Grand Seiko, or rather the Seiko group as a whole, it wasn't just in destabilising the top Swiss watchmakers, it brought the entire industry to its knees. We know that Seiko's quartz Astron spelt the end of the mechanical watch for several decades, but the damage to Swiss watchmaking was actually self-inflicted. After the Swiss inherited the business of watchmaking from the French and British, it developed a bit of a monopoly, one the Japanese, or rather Seiko founder Kintaro Hattori specifically, admired very much. In his quest to have his work acknowledged by the Swiss, his company built a watch so good it bested every Swiss offering at competition. The only rebuttal the Swiss had was the state-funded Beta 21 quartz movement. When it comes to the quartz crisis, the Swiss made the first move. So although Rolex shaped a lot of what we know and love today about the mechanical wristwatch, it didn't do it alone. Grand Seiko, on the other hand, single-handedly took on the Swiss and won. Take the reduced accuracy, positional variation and temperature sensitivity of a mechanical watch and put it side by side with something more modern, and really there's no reason to choose one. At least that's how I expect many people for whom mechanical watches are a bore would see it. The reality is that at the heart of mechanical watchmaking, it's less about what the product can do and more about how it does it that really gets the palms clammy. I imagine most people with a vague knowledge of luxury brands would have heard of Patek Philippe, for example, and that it's very expensive. But how many would really know why it is very expensive? It's a Patek Philippe, they'd say. Yeah, But why? We know why. You're here because you know why, and because you appreciate why. And if you've been here a while, you'd probably even be able to state exactly why Patek Philippe isn't the be-all and end-all, and would be able to state at least 3 brands you'd rather have instead. Go on, give it a go. See how deep you are in all this. So, Rolex. Craftsmanship. Sure, especially these days. Solid, well-finished, nicely detailed. Simple in a rugged way, but executed to a high level. Solid movement, in-house, again pretty nicely decorated, if you could see it. This is a bit of an Achilles heel for Rolex, really, because unlike, say, Omega or Patek Philippe or even Longines, it was never supposed to be a finely hewn luxury product. A Rolex sports watch is a hammer. It does a job, does it well, and doesn't flinch whilst it's doing it. I mean, that's part of the appeal, but alongside something that truly falls under the craftsmanship banner, and it's easy to be left cold. An older Rolex still has that tool to do a job charm. A new one is neither one thing nor the other. Grand Seiko, however, phew. Whatever craftsmanship is in Japanese, that's its middle name. Hand finishing, complex detailing, beautiful creativity, new facets that reveal themselves every time you look at it. The company's earned a bit of a reputation for making dials that could be hung on a wall in the world's smallest art gallery, and it's a reputation that's hard to dispute. And it's not just that it looks pretty, but it's been executed with a level of perfection reserved only for the very creme de la creme. Nowhere on a Rolex will you catch a reflection so crisp. Nowhere on a Rolex can you scrutinize so invasively and come up clean. Now, I'm sure we'd all say we don't care what other people think about our watches, but come on. We do. Even if it's just a little bit. To get a compliment on your watch is a day maker, even a week maker, if it's not been a great week. You've got to hand it to Rolex on this one. Wear one of those suckers and you'll be sure to make a lot of inferior wrists very jealous. Although experience speaks to the opposite. Wearing a Rolex, you'll certainly get more attention from that same crowd that knows Patek Philippe is expensive but doesn't know why. But this is the attention you'll get. Is that Rolex real? Believe me, I speak from experience. Every man and his damn dog wants to know if your Rolex is fake. And those who know better, nah, they're not interested. They probably also have one, and chances are it'll be better than your one. If that's the case, they'll let you know. Don't worry. It's the world of the mainstream. Bowers & Wilkins, Leica, Gucci, all great brands, all very familiar terms in the average person's lexicon. But we're interested in watches. That's why we're here, remember? So style goes a little deeper than the name on the dial. Well, kind of. I'll tell you what's even better than a compliment on your Rolex. A compliment on your Grand Seiko. Not only do you get to feel chuffed that someone has recognized the beauty and quality of a watch you chose to purchase, but you also get to explain what it is, because undoubtedly no one will have ever heard of it. You can tell them everything I told you in part 1, and they should come away enlightened. If they don't, then, well, that's their fault. They shouldn't have asked. But there is an elevated sense of pride in wearing something that has a backstory, where the decision that led to its purchase consisted of more than just, that's what everyone wears. Okay, so it makes us seem like nerds. For clarity, we are. But a passionate nerd is worth 10 times an impassionate follower of the herd. This is all starting to sound a bit hipsterish. I mean, It all depends on what you want, doesn't it? The default is the default for a reason. Rolex is a very good brand. It makes very good watches, and you will very much enjoy wearing one. But I think a Grand Seiko just offers that bit more. You have to work for it. You have to explain it. You're way more likely to end up talking watches with someone wearing a Grand Seiko than you are a Rolex. At the very least, you'll have the kind of conversation you'd rather have. So, there you go. You popped in to catch some light content about watches and ended up getting psychoanalyzed instead. Perhaps some of it rings true. Maybe you agree with my sentiments, even if you weren't sure when you first walked in. Perhaps you disagree entirely, in which case I'll have to ask you how much you paid for your Rolex. Either way, it's something to talk about, and when it comes to collecting watches, isn't that the best thing of all? Discover more exceptional watches at Watchfinder. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. If there are any watches you'd like to see featured, please let us know in the comments below.